Hey, loves, if you've been thinking about buying a home or renovating your kitchen or just upgrading your bathroom, you might want to brace yourself because prices could be going up again. Hey, I am Lori Key, international real estate agent, and I help you to navigate the home ownership waters with education and information. So please take a moment to like and subscribe and share for more great info to help you build your wealth through real estate. Yeah, because you can do that. But this isn't really a political post. This is one to inform you of what tariffs will look like in the real estate industry if you're looking to buy or remodel your home. So, how will tariffs make buying and remodeling more expensive? Let's dig into it a little bit. The Trump administration is set to reintroduce tariffs on materials that are imported from Canada and Mexico. And experts say that that's going to make building and remodeling homes more expensive. So, Todd Tomilak, a housing industry analyst at Zonda, and I'll put his article below, warns that this move could send construction costs soaring by 6 to 14%, with lumber, plywood, and hardware prices taking the biggest hits. So let's break it down. What does this mean for homeowners, builders, and the future of the housing market? Well, for years, builders have relied on affordable materials from Canada and Mexico. But with these new tariffs in place, the cost of everything from wooden trusses and drywall to kitchen hardware and appliances is expected to climb. So Tomilak points out that the price of building materials has already risen 30% since the pandemic. But now these new tariffs could add another $29,000 to the cost of a building when you're building a new home. And it's not just construction. Remodeling projects are going to get more expensive too. So, home builders are already feeling the pressure, right? Confidence in the industry recently hit a 5-month low as high interest rates and rising costs makes it harder for people to afford new homes. So, we said it's going to affect certain materials. So, let's dive into that a little bit more. Now, not all building materials are going to be impacted the same way, but here's what most experts see in the biggest price increases. You ready? Because it's kind of a lulu. Lumber and plywood. These will take the hardest hit because they're directly affected by tariffs on Canadian imports. Windows, doors, and hardware. You can expect to pay more for those things like doorknobs and hinges and other hardware components. Aluminum appliances. Everything from refrigerators to ovens could see price hikes of over 8%. And meanwhile, things like shingles and wallboard, stone, and cement may not see as much of an increase because they don't really rely heavily on the imports. Yeah. Well, Lala, what does this mean for homeowners? I'm always going to give you the truth, all right? Because that's what we do here. Well, home prices and remodels might be put on a hold because many potential home buyers are already waiting for mortgage rates to come down before making a move. Now, with the construction costs climbing, some buyers may delay their purchases even longer. The same goes for remodeling. If you've been planning a kitchen or a bathroom upgrade, you might end up waiting until prices stabilize or risk paying thousands more than you originally had budgeted. And then supply chains will definitely need to adjust. So builders are going to have to start looking for alternative suppliers like Europe for lumber and other key materials. But shifting supply chains takes time and it definitely takes money, which means price hikes won't be going away anytime soon. And there's another thing that you also need to consider. The labor shortage could get worse. It's not just materials that are getting more expensive. The construction labor market is already tight, and these tariffs could push wages up even higher. Some estimates suggest construction workers could see a $9 per hour wage increase, which would add even more cost to your home building and remodeling projects. Now, I know that sounds like bad news, but it isn't always bleak. So, how will this affect disaster recovery efforts, though? Let's look at that because we know that California and Florida and New Orleans and places like Texas, um, they have natural disasters. So, for places like Los Angeles, where 16,000 homes were recently damaged or destroyed by the wildfires, these tariffs are going to make rebuilding efforts even more challenging. So, not only will material costs go up, but the labor shortages could mean delays in getting homes rebuilt. For families waiting to move back into their homes, this could mean months or even years of frustration because they're also having issues with insurance. So, what is next? Well, experts predict that the next 6 months will be especially tough for the housing and construction industries. By mid 2025, we might see some relief if builders find alternative supply sources or if their policies change. But for now, if you're planning to buy, build, or remodel a home, it's a good idea to factor in potential price increases. If you can afford to move forward with the plans right now, you might save money in the long run before the costs go up even further. But if you can't right now, just look at this as an opportunity to put away more money toward the purchase of your new home. Because if there's one thing that I do know about real estate, it is a cycle. It's either up, it's either down. But either way, if you're ready to buy, then it's the time for you to buy. There are pros and cons to every market. But this is a new thing for us. We are experiencing something new with these tariffs. And we don't always know what to expect. So we all got to take this ride together. But one thing that you can do is fully educate yourself and make sure you really understand everything that is involved in buying a home. That's what I do. I teach, and I also have many free resources for you. So I'd like to know what you think. Will these tariffs change your plans for buying or remodeling a home? I would love to know. Put it in the comments. But in the meantime, if you're ready to look at your budget, because we all are going to have to look at our budget, I have a free workbook for you, and you can find it here. And all you have to do is go and download it. I also have many other free resources as well on my website that you are more than welcome to go and download. And if you're interested in signing up for one of my free home buying courses and you want to get on that newsletter list, you can also do that at this website. Because ultimately, I want to help you reach your dreams of home ownership. Things look a little scary right now. I'm not going to be the one to tell you that it's not. But I am going to tell you that where there's a will, there's a way. And if you truly want to be a homeowner, you can. There are many resources that will be popping up to help fill the gap. So stay motivated, stay focused. Don't let headlines freak you out. Just educate yourself and continue to save. So I'm Laura Lala Key, known as the International Real Estate Goddess, the Realty Goddess. Please make sure that you follow me on all of my platforms. I'd love to hear what you have to say below. But most of all, I want you to be the light, because you never know when a smile is really going to save somebody's life. So be a good human. Sugar. Until next time.